Welcome back, everyone. This is Judy of Just Judy Crafting, and I want to share with you today a project I'm going to start on. And if you can't tell by what's here in front of me, it's going to be a sewing junk journal. I've gotten into junk journals lately, and I'm mad head over heels in love. And my first passion, my first craft, I think, back in the brownie days when I was about 8 years old, was sewing. And so it's only proper that I start out with a sewing junk journal. So you see here, I plan on using for the front cover a pattern envelope. So I'm planning on using, first bought these 4 little children's patterns. Thought they were really cute. They had my heart. But we all know that we keep shopping and shopping and shopping. And the other day I found some 60s patterns. And since that's my era, 60s, I'm planning on using one of those. There's 5 I think I bought, and I'll use one of those for my front cover. But I can scan some of these. These are really, really cute. I could scan some of these to go within my tucks or within all that kind of stuff. I plan on using, I found at Tuesday morning, I found some cute little sewing books. And when I pulled them out and looked at them, they're all in signature. So I plan on using some of these for my pages in between. Find some of the select ones and cut them down and use these for some of my pages within the books. Also, I was fortunate enough to find at I believe it was at Hobby Lobby, my friend Lene and I were out shopping, and we found the Simplicity book, an old pattern book which we used to spend hours and hours shopping from. So I found one of those. But within this is, right up my alley, a vintage section. So I thought, oh my goodness, wouldn't these be lovely in there? Because we all know that Simplicity is starting back with a vintage line. So Joann's is carrying that. If you guys like any of that vintage stuff, go on over and check some of that out. They have a lot of that out. And of course, old Judy was right down those aisles lately. Lately, they've been having everything 30% off all the time. I haven't seen it not be 30% off. So go over there and use those in your additional 20% off. I also bought some sorry for the glare of the packaging, some bias tape. They had bias tape on there. I love this little sweet little blue. And they had this twill tape in the shape of a ruler. And I thought they'd be cute little bows to go on top of tags or something like that. I plan them within the patterns. You know, all the patterns come with the paper, the tissue paper, which we all love. So I plan on using some of the tissue paper to Mod Podge on tags and things like that. Also, ooh, these are some nice old crisp little paper instructions. I plan on using some of these to decoupage on tags also, or within the pages of my book. Back to the Simplicity, the new vintage line, they had these cute rubber stamps. I think they're so cute. I would totally wear these dresses today. Those are really cute. And within the little kit, you get the two rubber stamps, and they are on wood blocks. You get several tags, and I've, of course, played with almost every one of them already. And you can color these up. I'm going to play coloring these up. You also get some ribbon, and you get the little small little stamp that you can make these for with the black stamp, and that's a pretty nice stamp. I also bought these little labels to go, we used to, in the olden days, back in the 60s, my days, we used to sew made with love or something like that in the back of every garment we made for someone else. And this just says Simplicity Vintage. And I plan on using in the front of my book this little label. I thought it was really cute. Kind of reminded me back in the days in the 60s when I sewed. I used to sew almost all my clothes. I enjoyed that. And some of my sister's things, so I did that. Also, my good friend Lynn, who I was a flight attendant with, we went to lunch the other day and she said, I should give you my mom's sewing machine because no one ever uses it. And I know you sew and you could use it. And it was, just a little one you could take with you and your little craft things. Well, it was a Singer Featherweight, which thank you, Lynn. I just love it to death and I'm going to use it a lot. But within there was some things I plan on using in the journal too. In that box was this traveling companion. And what it is, it's instead of taking a whole big sack like we all do now, it was just a little thing you'd stuck in with your scissors and your thread to help you if you were sewing away from home. And I really liked it. I saw no year on it. I looked it up and down, but there was no year on it. But in there they had things that a lady would need if they're sewing away from home. These are snap fasteners, hooks and eyes, safety pins, needles and thread, and look at this lovely pin I plan on using in there. And this said pins and etceteras that she added on, and I guess she had those in there. But these are really, really cute, so I plan on using this. I'm not going to use the actual thing, but I will scan it because this is really something special. She also had some rickrack in there. We know this is old, $1.20. She also had a button holder in there, and in the button holder for her Singer, it was from 1967, and she had this instruction book. So I plan on using not the book, but some of the images within this book. I really, really like it, and it looks brand new, the whole thing. Also in the case, which was a lovely mint case, there was a couple instructions to do some quilting or some round table, and I plan on using some of the images out of this. This was really nice, really fun things, to go in that. Also, my aunt, who passed away several years ago, but she willed me her treadle sewing machine, and in one of the drawers, I found a sack of stuff she used to use, so I plan on using some of that stuff. There's grippers and some, let's see, bias cordette binding. And what you used to do is put this between a seam with just this little black roping out, and it would just add a little something to your seam. Some buttons. I don't know if orange is my color, but there might be something within there or it'd be called for orange. Little yellow rickrack. Yellow's not my color, but I think it'll really look nice if I coffee dye it. If I coffee dye it, it'll tone down that yellow and look really vintage. So I might do that. That would be lovely. And there's some more grippers. I guess she used a lot of grippers. I don't know what she would have used those for, but they were in there. Hook and eyes. Several little needles. And I'm going to probably copy the print and use some of those. Those are really cute. Little teeny tiny hook and eyes. I said that with a high squeak. But little hook and eyes, I could use some of those to hook things. Now, I found this huge, huge snap. And I thought, how cute to use that on a little envelope tuck that you do it. Use that to close it with. They're probably might be a little hard to use, but I'll give it a try. I'll give it the old college try. And there was a lot of needles and things like that in there, and I will use the packaging scan to use within my book. Now, I have bought a lot of different strips of ribbons and things like that I plan on using. This is really pretty, little shabby. It's been rubber stamped, not by me, rubber stamped with some words on it on a pattern that had thin stripes with little roses on it. And I thought that would be cute for a tuck or something like that. Also, this one I got, and this one has envelope cancellation little dots. That'll be cute. That'll be cute in there. And look at these old vintage ribbons. A little flashcard back there. I'll use that on another project. This looks like burlap, but it's a thin burlap. Sorry for that glare, but that's really cute. That'll be a cute little tuck. Also, I don't know if you ladies know, because you're probably all pretty young, but in the olden days, this is called ticking. And all the mattresses that were manufactured used to come looking like this. This was all, nowadays we have little roses and all that kind of stuff. But they all came with this color. My godfather used to help manufacture mattresses, and everything came like that. And also in the olden days, in the 50s and the 60s, back in my era, pillows, the actual outer layer of the pillows were made with that. But I got some of that. Kind of brought me back to my Dino. So that was really cute. And I got it in red and beige. The beige I really like. It's yummy too. I also got out some of my little strips, my in cuts of things I've been sewing over the years. Look at that. That's really pretty. And I put them on these cards so I can have these handy for maybe some tag ribbons or maybe a tuck or a belly band or something like that. So I got those all out. Now, don't overlook some of the new stuff. I do want a lot of vintage stuff, but I did buy some new stuff. I bought the ephemera pack called Thrift Shop from Tim Holtz, and what caught my eye was this mannequin, and I'm hoping there's some other things in here that I might use. I see a little ruler here, but I'm hoping there's other sewing little notions, sorry for the glare, in there that I might be able to use. I also used this alterations tag. And I got this, I don't know, from one of my late night shopping. So I got a couple of those out. They were coffee dyed. And I will use those, of course, in some of the pockets and things like that. That would be really, really cute. I got, this is also Tim Holtz ruler pieces. There's 5 pieces in here. And I thought they are made from a light little balsa wood. And this would be really, really cute in there. I plan on using some of these in there and everything like that. So I'm hoping, ladies, that you have some of these. We all know you have some of these sitting around your house that you might be able to use into a junk journal, a sewing junk journal. And I hope you come along and join my adventure. This might be a 3-4-parter. It just depends how fast we go. But I will start out, once those 60s patterns come in, I will start with those. Those have my heart. And I'll start with those because I want to start with the cover and work my way through. Start with the cover and then with the pages and all the ephemera that we can make, using up, our little patterns and our instructions and things like that. Mod Podge those on some nice cards. So I hope you will join me. It's going to be a fun adventure. It's going to be my heart because sewing was my first craft. Won't be my last craft. I'm now retired from the airlines, so I'm going to be coming back more and more. I've been away for about a year. I had a little medical and a little surgery, and now I'm back with all gusto. And so I want you to join me in my little project, and I will be doing other little projects that I've done. So please join me in this sewing junk journal and have a little adventure and learn a little things and learn a little errors and along the way. I hope not too many errors, but it's going to happen. That's what happens along the way with crafters, but we just move on and learn a different way. So please come. I will, once I print out a lot of digitals that I've bought from Shabby Dabby Doodah and Artie Mays, they're sewing little things. I will show one part of those will be all my printouts and things and how I cut and how I plan on using those. I'll do some of those in a little part for those and let you know whose images are whose, but then we can work along together. So have a nice day, do a little bit of crafting, come back, see me again, and join me on my sewing adventure. It's going to be fun. Thank you.